Since you're watching this, you're obviously interested in the secrets.
Humans do not need meat products or dairy. In fact, they do better without them. Protein is found in plants too, and amino acids, which make up protein, they're all found in fruit. We have a symbiotic relationship with trees in that we take the fruit and move it out of the shade so that it can grow again. Certain animals do it differently, like squirrels. They bury the fruit to wash the enzyme inhibitors off, and that's when they forget where they've buried nuts, which happens quite often, then that grows a new tree. It's been shown in studies that we have the teeth and intestines and everything matches up to a frugivore. Look at our hands, they're perfect for eating fruit, but you couldn't go out and catch an animal. So when we work in symbiotic relationships with nature, humans can really thrive because not only is food free, but as we plant more seeds, our environment also benefits, which is our external metabolism. So just check out this video of some of the strongest animals in the world.
High grass. The long grass plains of tropical India are home to some of the largest grass-eating mammals on our planet, and some of the smallest. Pygmy hogs are no bigger than rabbits. They're the tiniest and rarest of all wild pigs. The female is busy collecting grass, but not for eating. She's building a nest. Each piglet may be small enough to fit in the palm of a hand, but she does have 10. This is how grass can grow given unlimited sunshine and water. But on most tropical plains across our planet, the wet season is followed by a dry one.
Where do you get your protein from?
On the African savannas, grazers are marching in search of grass and water.
Number 2, fluoride, however you say it. It's classified as a neurotoxin in the world's most prestigious medical journal. 50 reasons to oppose fluoridation. I won't go through them all, but I'll link this below. There has never been a single randomized controlled trial to demonstrate fluoridation's effectiveness or safety. And this chart shows that tooth decay was already decreasing before fluoride was added to the water. And this film is all about fluoride, so check it out. What can we do? Eat a diet of high water content fruits, or filter rainwater, or buy a distiller. We hear that cooking is what made us human, and that it must have benefited us. However, I've yet to discover any science or logic to support this. We know that some plants don't digest well, and some contain toxins, serving as the plant's defense mechanism. However, fruit does not, and provides a sustainable food source. Simple sugars instead of complex carbohydrates mean energy from food becomes absorbed quickly so that we feel energized. Amino acids instead of protein. Protein has to be broken down because humans can only use amino acids for muscle building, etc. In order to be able to apply a sufficient number of calories to the brain, you have to be able to cook your food, Wrangham said. This is from a Popular Science article, and the history sort of disproves that, because our brain tripled in size across nearly 7 million years, most of this growth occurring in the last 2 million years, and only 400,000 years ago the use of fire was widespread. Around 200,000 years ago our brain expansion suddenly halted, coincidentally when we started cooking, and began decreasing in the last 10,000 years at the time of the agriculture revolution. But that just shows that we were getting enough calories with fruit. Some people say that cooking made us more intelligent or smarter, but did we not first require intelligence for the mastery of fire? Although fire may have been discovered 1.9 million years ago, it seems likely that it was actually mastered 400,000 years ago. Otherwise, evidence of cooking would likely exist then too. Research shows that we have ate fruit for around 12 million years until recent times. Ironically, in the past 10,000 years of human existence, with the transition from hunter-gatherer or just gatherer to agriculture times, changes occur which John Rawls refers to as the 5 main mistakes: cooking, eating grains, eating animals, processing food, and using chemicals. With the much heavier reliance on starchy foods that became the staples of the diet, tooth decay, malnutrition, and rates of infectious disease increased dramatically over Paleolithic times. This is from Tony Wright's presentation. Domestication of plants, largely grains, began prior to the domestication and controlling of animals. It seems our eating habits may somehow affect collective awareness. Biophotons, sunlight energy stored in cells, can be found in higher amounts in unaltered food. Lower levels of biophotons may link directly to disassociating with nature and each other, feelings of empathy and unity. We can increase our levels with raw foods. Non-tropical habitats, perhaps a result of nomadic adventure. Cooking food provides a temporary warming effect, while circulation in the body through raw foods and exercise, as well as proper clothing, can keep us warm longer. The association with warm food keeping us warm is more of a comfort food mentality than reality. The banana, though, is rich in vitamin B and magnesium, which helps the thyroid and adrenal glands regulate the body's temperature in cold weather. Cooking reduces nutrients, and I've just included a few slides from a link which I'll include below, so if you just want to pause and read these, then feel free. It would seem by our use of clothing and central heating that we have not biologically adapted to cold climates. Many of us live in artificial tropics complete with AC, heating, plumbing, irrigation, clothing, and fake foods that imitate all the wonderful colours and flavours of our natural birthplace. Travelling becomes important to get sunlight for vitamins and comfortable body temperature. If humans wish to thrive, then we must build our lifestyle in a way that our nutritional needs get met simply and efficiently. We all grow up wanting beautiful, juicy, sweet fruits. We still crave a sugary dessert after gorging ourselves on anything else. As children, we enjoy candy because candy closely resembles a food that meets our energy needs, probably because of evolution over millions of years, on fruits in tropical rainforests. Only in recent times did mankind leave paradise and explore the rest of the harsh, uninviting world. Get back to fruit and in touch with your ancestry that you have never been introduced to till now. Fruit combining can be very simple, or even simpler, because we would migrate from trees to other trees, just eating single meals of abundant fruits. When was the last time you turned on TV and saw a commercial with people singing and dancing down the streets, having a good time, eating fruit? What do you see instead? And what do you see interspersed between those adverts? Drugs which suppress symptoms, that are the body's way of actually healing. Toxemia is the cause of all disease. Dr. John Henry Tilden. The body has a certain tolerance for toxins, but up to a certain point where it automatically triggers an acute reaction, disease, to rid itself of toxins. If one tries to suppress the acute illness with a poison remedy medication, the toxemia increases. The illness becomes chronic and incurable until it degenerates into cancer in about 7 stages. This shows how some of the substitutes are actually less healthy than actual meat. Pause it if you want to read. Cancer research tests on animals. Few people would desire to eat rosemary or caraway seeds with raw vegetables. Most such herbs, then, are used to season cooked foods. Seasoning added to cooked food because natural flavors and taste have been destroyed in the cooking process. The herbs simply disguise the insipid taste of the cooked foods. Culinary herbs such as garlic, onion, parsley, rosemary, etc., probably the most common herbs used. Let's look at these herbs in closer detail. But in what amounts do these herbs taste pleasant? Even mild herbs are extremely high in essential oils that can irritate the organism.
Now there are those who put you on juice, and they try to feed you plenty of juice, and they sell you juice extractors, and they want you to take juice. Gallons of it. If you follow their advice, you spend your whole day in the kitchen making juice. You actually wear yourself out making juice. I've had patient after patient come to me from various parts of the country who were on these juice diets, and they'd bought a juice extractor. And they've said, I spent so much time in the kitchen making juice that at the end of the day I was worse than when I started. And after a few weeks on juice, I'm worse than when I began the juice diet, because they were exhausting themselves. And they needed rest. And they were given more work to do. And they were overflowing their body with an excess of fluid and an excess of acids, causing trouble. A lady came to me last night in New York City, and she showed me her hands, and she says, what's the matter with my hands? I'm a vegetarian, but I'm all yellow. I said, you've been drinking a lot of carrot juice. Yes. I said, that's what's the matter with your hands. Cut it out.
Thanks for watching the video, guys, and don't forget, keep making those raw vegan gains.
Only one disease known to man that I know. Toxins in the body with no place to go. If you don't take control, then you won't make it old. If man made it, don't eat it. That's my motto. My motto. My motto. My motto.
It's
my
very
motto.
simple.
My motto. My motto.
It's so simple, it's ridiculous.